recording live from the production room. I just noticed while editing that throughout the whole video I have lipstick on my teeth. Okay, so spare me. I didn't notice until after. So let's just get back to the video. Tamisha, here's to you. Hey y'all, first of all, it's been a while. Second of all, I did my own hair. I did my own makeup. But most importantly, the most important thing is that your girl did her own hair. First of all, it's a zigzag part. If the part ain't in the middle, just mind your business. The people that know me, I don't do hair. I don't do my own hair. I barely like to even have hair. Okay, so the fact that I did a whole braided ponytail, if you see anything in here that's given not professional, just mind your business, okay? Because I am very much proud of myself. So I'm gonna turn around. I don't even really know how to back look, but again, just cut your girl some slack, because I barely even be, I'm a top knot type of girl. Like, if I could cut all my hair off, I would. I hope it's in focus. I hear it trying to get focused, but it is really long. It's like really long. Like really long. I'm like 5'3" something, so it's like down to the middle of my back. I mean middle of my butt. And this is the end. I'm very excited, and I told you I should. Okay, again, for those of you guys that really know me in real life, y'all know I'm not really much of a girl. So I'm like this. I started learning my edges, learning how to really do my edges in 2021. So they not all the way fleeky fleek, but this side was giving me so much trouble. But it's a little something. This is not a hair tutorial or a hair video, but I am very much proud of my hair. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe. If this is your first time hearing of me, hey, what's good, what's poppin'? It's your girl Tamisha. And again, if you are subscribed, please like and hit the comment. Yeah, so let me just get straight to the point. Gosh, you've been talking for about 5-10 minutes now. Get to the point. Okay, so it's been a minute since I actually did like a update, but it's been a minute since I've been on Instagram talking about like my personal life. It's been a minute since I've been like on YouTube. It's been like forever since I've been on YouTube talking about like where I've been and stuff like that. But it's 2022 and I just feel like I need to make this video now, so here we are. I'll just pop in on Instagram every now and again and just give a word that I feel like God was just telling me to give, and then I'll just like get right off Instagram. But it's been like I've been off Instagram for about 3 months now, but I'm back, and this video is all about how I shut down my business. Yeah, so in September, again, if you follow me on Instagram, then you probably seen that I closed my calendar. In September, I was going, like, my business was doing really good. It was doing really good. It was doing so good that I started to feel burnt out, and I don't even know if that's like a really good whatever. I started to feel burnt out. I really needed help. I was having productions like back to back, like 2 productions like a week type stuff, and I would literally have to like I would need an assistant to help with props, to help me on set. Just it would just be a lot for me. So Minnie, shout out to Minnie, for those of you guys that are new, that's one of my best friends. She would come on set with me and be my assistant literally, and business was booming. Like I felt like I finally found something that, I mean, I've always been creative, but I finally like mastered something, and it was just generating me income. Like it was feeding me and much more. And I was just like, I'm getting a hold on this. Like, it was just doing so well. Because I had been doing design work for quite a while, but I wasn't so enthused, like I wasn't so happy about doing design work. Like at one point I was just like, I'm over this. So I knew I loved to put productions together. I just didn't know it was a job until like I left my job. And I'll give that testimony. I feel like I recorded that video so many times and never edited and actually put it up. So I feel like I've said it so many times, but I really haven't. But well, you guys haven't heard it. So after leaving my job back in 2019, I was just like, this is something that I love to do. I want to maximize off of it. Like I want to start to build this and, you know, start to build my clientele and stuff like that. It started off rough, like every business does, and then it started to pick up. I was on year 2 and things was going really good, really fast for me. And around September, it was a lot of stuff going on before. It was just like I was very, very overwhelmed. I had a lot of projects back to back, so I was being spread very thin. I had a podcast, and did I launch Called in Creative then? I don't even remember. I don't know if I did. I think I did. But Called in Creative, God gave me a system for that, so that never, Called in Creative, the podcast Called in Creative has never overwhelmed me. And if you are interested in to figure out what is Called in Creative, Called in Creative is a community of entrepreneurs and creative entrepreneurs where I basically teach them how to connect the dots between being called and creative. So it's for creatives to see God in their art. If you want to learn more, just I'll put it in the show notes and you can check out our podcast. So that has always been like streamlined. I haven't been overwhelmed with that because God has literally given me a system for that. But the business, it was going like so many things was happening, and I was doing the job of so many other people that the girl was getting, I was getting spread thin. Like I was being burnt out. And I would call myself a creative director. Honestly, what a director does is basically puts together the vision of the production. I was a creative director in the lane of productions. So I would help everyday people and entrepreneurs create digital content. So really, a director would be someone who curates the production and just comes on set and sit down and just direct stuff. Like, let's do this over here, let's put that curtain down, let's put that play in. Just directing the whole scene. And there'll be makeup artists on there'll be a couple PAs, there'll be gaffers, there'll be all these different type of videographers, photographers, and I'll just be here doing my own, like doing what I'm supposed to do. However, I was doing the job of a set designer, PA, stylist, creative director, sometimes hairstylist, just doing way too much. And mind you, before you get on set, there's a whole process that happens before you get on set, like curating the whole production, outsourcing different people and different talents. So I was being spread thin. So around September, I was being very much frustrated, but God had already been speaking to me about it. Not about shutting down my business, but about bringing in structure and doing certain things and not taking certain clients. But I'm not gonna lie, I loved what I did, so I would just take on clients. I'm gonna just be real. I would just take on clients because I just liked being on set. I like curating things, but that could always be just a control freak in me. But that's a video for another time. So he had been speaking to me about that, and of course, when you're stubborn and when you just don't listen and you like to do things your way, God will literally place conflict in your life to like get you to like sit down, you know what I'm saying, to open up your eyes so that you could smell the roses and to start peeping what's happening around you. So that's what started happening. I just started being really frustrated with what I did, and I was being like, I know I would do design, but I'm not too like, it's certain things that I like to design, but when I started feeling how I felt about design with productions, I was just like, no, this is alarming, because I love putting and curating productions. So month of September, I shut it down. I mean, at the end of September, I shut down my booking calendar for the month of October. And during the month of October, I was also on this fast, and I'm getting systems. I'm trying to like get systems and get stuff like that from God. And he's just like, yeah, I already had a production. It was like September, the end of September, and I already had a production lined up for, I think it was the end of September, end of October or the middle of October. He was just like, yeah, this production is gonna be your last production. And I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be my last production for the year. Okay, it's gonna be my last production for the year. So I was still on this fast, praying, and you know, I wasn't even fasting about my business. I was fasting about something totally different. And God was just like starting to reveal stuff to me, Then I started feeling convicted, like, yeah, like you can't take on no other people. And this is how like stubborn I was, and this is how like, I want to say like not trusting in God. I would say at one point I was already working with a client, and I somehow opened up my calendar just to speak to her. And in the midst of me opening up my calendar just to speak to her, just so she can have a flexible date to pick that works within my schedule. I don't know how this other person found my calendar, but they are probably through my link. They booked something too, and I was just like, I thought I only set it up for these 2 days, but this person also, like, they happened to just go on the site at the right time, and they booked a call too. So I had like 2 calls booked. And crazy thing is, God allowed both of these people, because I was sent confirmation before I do my call. Both of these individuals did not confirm. Like, one confirmed and she never showed up for the call, and the second person, I sent him a confirmation and she was just like, she has to reschedule or whatever. So that was like God already showing me like, yeah, I said October. Shout out to China. I'm gonna insert her clip. That production was just amazing. So in the midst of that, God's just showing me like, yeah, I said October, that production is gonna be your last one. In my head, even in my business page bio, I put, yeah, calendars closed for 2021. And I had whole intentions on opening my calendar for 2022, because what happened, we need to get this money, okay? What I didn't mention is, okay, I was doing graphic designing and creative directing, and productions were my highest ticket items. So I would just need a couple of productions a month to make sure all of my bills are paid, and to make sure like I'm good. Now, God telling me to stop doing productions, I had a plan to shut down my calendar so I could get things in place, but I was having design projects at the end. I always have design projects low-key. I just never advertise it. So I knew I would have money, and I was not expecting to shut it down to the end to forever. So imagine that. I'm already feeling like, all right, God, like the money that I do have, it's not Lord, like it ain't gonna hold up. Like what we about to replace this with? So I was going through those mind battles, and just like, remember I told you guys I was on a fast. So while I'm on a fast, like God will address every and anything in the root of all things, even when you ain't trying to bring it up. So I was not bringing up work like that, because I kind of already had my own plan. I was just like, okay, in 2022, I'm coming back with a vengeance. Like, I'm coming back, making sure I set up systems, make sure I have an assistant and all that stuff. And in the midst of that, I'm listening to sermons. I'm getting to know the face of God. Like, I'm like falling deep into God right now, because it was just that time in my life. I had just rededicated my life again to God. And if you want to hear that also, my whole testimony, that's on Unleashing Souls podcast, and I'll also link that below. Now he keeps bringing it up every time I listen to sermons, every time I'm in my quiet time. He's convicting me. I just feel a conviction, like I need to start doing for real what God needs me to do. Like, I've been identifying myself as just a creative director, and not even knowing my identity in God, and just different things like that. And I would feel convicted to say, like, convicted to shut down my business. It's like I knew that's what he was telling me to do, but I was not trying to do it. Like, I I didn't want to do that. Like, do y'all understand? Like, like I said in the beginning, creative directing was something that I made money off of, and I felt like this year it took off like none other. Like, I learned a system. Like, I was peeping the game of the business on how to do certain things, and I was getting momentum. So for this to be going really well for me not even quitting my job in 2019, and now, you know, entrepreneurship is a very like it's not consistent like a 9 to 5, but the year 2019, I quit in like April. So that first year was not like, okay, consistent like crazy, like we making buku money at all. So like the second year, it was like, all right, I got a system, like I know how to like make this generate. So it was doing good, and it was just on the up and up, if we're being real. And God is like, yeah, he sent me to Genesis 22, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, then I'll just put it here. But I believe this is a story of Abraham, when he calls Abraham and tells Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. God gives me that in the middle of everything. And I'm just like, okay, again, I'm sacrificing this to the end of the year. And I just felt convicted and felt convicted and felt convicted. And it's like, as I continue to go on this journey, I just noticed how like real that story is. You know, it was something in my head that I knew that I had to do, but I didn't really want to do it, because it's like, God, how I'm gonna eat? Who am I gonna be at this point? If we want to be real, like, who am I gonna be? Like, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a creative. Like, I love curating and productions and putting things together. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what do you want me to do? So I felt like a part of my identity was like, I felt like God was literally stripping, and I say this, stripping everything I knew. Like, everything I knew about myself, he took it away. That's how I felt like, right? So, and I think it's emotional for me. I'm not about to cry right now, but it's emotional for me because it's like, it came with so many different things. It's like, yes, he told me to sacrifice this business, but it's so many other parts and aspects of my life that has to be sacrificed also. So it's just the hardest part. Like, I wake up every day and I don't know. Some days, now I know who I am, but some days in the journey, I would wake up and be like, Tamisha, who are you? Like, what you finna do? Like, you crazy. Like, did you even hear God? And this is so many instances happen in between him telling me to quit, him telling me to shut it down and to be faithful to him and do the things that were just like, didn't really make sense didn't really make sense to me. I'm not even gonna say to other people, didn't even really make sense to me. So, and really things that was not about to make me no bread right now, if we being honest, because that was my number one issue. So I would do small things as I would be convicted on the decision on me letting completely go of this business, that I was me. Like, the business was me, and it was everything that I knew, and I had to give it away. So it's like, I'm getting this momentum. I finally have something to call my own. I wouldn't say that I'm a person that is always overly committed on something. I feel like it's hard for me to commit to anything. So it's like, oh my gosh, I found something that's me. I found something that can be something really big. Like, I didn't tell people, but I was actually like searching for a location to have a studio down here in Miami. I knew the location. I had my mom in on it, my dad in on it, and I was literally getting things in order for me to open up my own studio because it was time. So I want to just show y'all how deep invested I was in this thing. I felt like I found my passion. So one step that I did I left church one day, and I like went to visit my old church, and I left church, and as soon as I walked in, the message convicted me to be obedient to God. And I left, and I went home, and I sat in the car, and I think I recorded a whole video. If I still have it on my phone and I ain't deleted, because you know I don't be having space, I'm gonna upload it and put like a clip or whatever. But I basically I sat in a car, and the time was coming up for me to renew my website domain name, and I just canceled it. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I canceled it. Then I canceled my website subscription, and then I canceled that email that I had connected to the domain. I canceled that. I was like, yeah, okay. And then what solidified it though, what was I doing? Where was I at? Was I getting my hair done? I was doing something. Probably like last month. Mind you, this is gradually, okay? Because this has been happening since October. So this is about 4 months in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna archive all my pictures off of my Instagram page. I think that what was set it off. I was like, yeah, I'm archiving everything. I'm changing the name. I'm changing the name of the Instagram. So in that moment, I was just like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do, God. But I was just doing the actions just to like convince myself, like, T, like, this is over. You gotta let it go. And I want to show y'all something that, not show y'all, but I want to tell y'all something that's very much important in your process of being obedient to God, because that is the whole premise of this video, okay? It's to be obedient to God. I am in no way telling you to quit your job. I'm in no way telling you to shut down your business. I'm in no way telling you to archive all your pictures. I'm not telling you about none of that, okay? The moral of this video is I want to show you, in the midst of my journey of being obedient to God, is to be obedient to God. Whatever he's telling you to do, he go tell you to climb a mountain and stay there for 10 days. Whatever he's telling you to do, I just want to encourage you to obey God. That's it, period. And I'm also showing you the challenges that comes with obeying God. So in the midst of God telling me that I need to shut down my business, I was still getting emails. When can you do a production? I was still getting DMs. Are you open? Is your calendar open? Mind you, whole time, sis, whole time, bro, your girl account is looking dead. Your girl account looking dry. All right. I need them productions. Let me just get one production, God. Let me just get one, and I'm gonna be set. You know what I'm saying? No. Y'all, I even got a DM from someone that is verified on Instagram, and she's known, like, people know her, like, she makes music. In my DMs, like, she was in my Ruin Studios DM a few months before, when my calendar was open. And somehow she found my personal page. I don't know how she found my personal page, because my personal page and my business page is not nowhere connected. If you don't know me personally, then you wouldn't know. And I don't know how she would ever even know me personally. So she got into my personal DM. This is in the midst of me like, God, is this what you said or no? Like, I probably was having like one of those breakdowns in one of those days, and I go on Instagram and she's in my personal DMs like, hey, when is your calendar, like, is your calendar open? I could easily be like, sis, yeah, I'm gonna open my calendar for you, sis, because I know you got the money for the budget. But I was just like, yeah, I'm not taking any clients right now. And she was just like, okay, like, I'll hit you up when you do. And knowing in the back of my head, I'm just like, dang, God, you know, just hoping that he would say, imagine that, like, your opportunity to make bread and God is telling you to sit still. And it's like, I'm not afraid to work. I will do anything. I will go get a job. Like, I will go get a job. Like, I'm not one of those entrepreneurs that pushes people to be entrepreneurs and you shouldn't work for nobody. I'm not her. Okay? I will go get a job. Okay? I will find something to do. I will. So, and that was one of the other frustrating parts, because like, yeah, God told me to shut down the business, but he also told me, like, I'm just like, okay, like, I could go get a job. Like, I really was about to go get a job. Like, and it's just like, no. Again, I'm a creative. I could find hella ways to make money, and I was finding hella ways to make money. And he was just like, no, you're not doing that. We're not doing that. You need to sit still and study and read your word and read books. Okay? So that was my assignment. So to sit still, read the word, study, and read books. So to other people, it might sound crazy. Oh, God told you to shut down your business and you making money. He told you to shut down your business and he will not provide for you. Or how you gonna make money? God has been providing for me. It's not easy at all. And I think this is when I say that it's much more than sacrificing my business, and it's like I'm sacrificing every part of myself, because I'm sacrificing my personality, I'm sacrificing my control, I'm sacrificing my attitude, I'm sacrificing the things that I want to do and pursue in my life. I'm sacrificing my life. Okay, I'm sacrificing something that I love, like, to do, which is be creative, help people in that aspect. I'm sacrificing a lot. I'm literally putting that very thing that I love and I waited so long for on the altar. And some days I have to remind myself, like, girl, it's gonna be a ram. It's gonna be a ram in a bush. But sometimes it don't look like that. Okay? We read the stories in the Bible and it's just like, we know the end of the story. We have people tell us, we have people give us their perspective, their revelations on it. But the people in the Bible, they didn't know what was happening. If they was willing to obey God, then they did it and they reaped the benefits. But if they weren't, they just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So we're fortunate enough to read these people's stories and know the end and then get revelation on it from different other people. But they were just living their lives. So it's like, I'm just living my life. I don't know what tomorrow brings. Literally every day I have to wake up and say, okay, God, yes, like, what do you want me to do? And I was doing that before God was in my business, because if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be able to see what I was seeing. But it's like, there was still a lot of parts in me that felt like I did it. Some type of pride that I was holding on to. And again, I don't know why God fully made me shut down the business. I'm still figuring it out. I was having a crying session yesterday. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very hard when things come up and you have to say no. But I believe that it's rewarding, because he's teaching me so much about myself. He's bringing people into my life that I get to share my knowledge of Christ with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bringing more revelation to me. Like, I know God on a level that I've never known him before. Somebody 3-4 months ago would have asked me, like, who are you? I would have been like, girl, I'm a creative, I'm a business owner, I'm a CEO. I wouldn't say I'm a CEO. I'd be like, I'm a creative director, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a creative at heart. That's what I would have said. Like, I'm a creative director. That would be the first thing I would say if someone would have asked me, who am I, about 3 months ago. But I stand here and sit here today, and somebody asked me, who am I? And I would say, I am Tamisha, and I am a child of God. Like, I'm a daughter of the Most High King. And how do I know that? It's because these experiences that I've been having. I'm not saying that God just decided to be my daddy about 3-4 months ago. He been my daddy, but I'm just now seeing and understanding with my own eyes that God has always been my father, and his desire was to always provide for me. His desire was to always bring wealth to me without painful toil. His desire was to always walk into the promised land and not go in circles. You know what I'm saying? So every day I hope I ain't have lipstick on my teeth this whole time. But every day I am learning what it means to trust God. Every day I'm learning what it means to say yes to him. Every day I'm learning what it means to die to myself, okay, and pick up my cross and follow him. And every day I'm just learning that you have my back. Even when I feel like, where are you and why am I going through this? I'm a very why type of person. I've been like that since I was young. Like, I need to understand why. I need to understand concepts. What birthed this out? What is the root of this thing since I was a little girl? So coming into something and coming into a full commitment and a full relationship with God where he ain't about to tell you everything, and that's just the reality of it, okay? If he's telling you to do something, he's not about to tell you why. Sometimes he doesn't tell you why. Sometimes you're fortunate enough to know. But it's like, even if you do not know why or never understand why, would you do it? And the thing about me is, I may look crazy to everyone around me, but I was reflecting last night and I was just like, I fear God more than I think that I do, because God could tell me to do something. I could kick, scream, have an attitude, ask him why, not talk to him. But one thing about Tamisha, she's going to do it. Even if I take forever, I'm going to do it. So my fear for God is bigger than anything, any other thing around me. So that's all really I have for you guys. So I haven't really told anybody this, so this is like the first time, on what my close peoples knows, but this is like the first time. Ruin Studios is no longer existent. I am, you know, I have a skill to be a creative director. I have a skill to put things together in a visual manner. However, that is not the skill in which I am working out right now. I don't know what God has planned. Like I said, I don't know if he'll have me to do this thing all over again concerning solely productions. I'm not totally in the confusion. Like, God has literally given me a whole vision that is way bigger than myself, so I know what he wants me to do. However, this is the real point in which God giving you this huge vision and you being right here and you literally having the ability and the know-how and the desire and the wants and the necessity to do what you've always been doing to get you out of this situation. Or are you going to trust God and believe that he said who he is? You know what I'm saying? So in this moment, I have the ability. Literally, somebody last week was in my email telling me they need a photo shoot. A friend of mine, one of my other best friends, someone texted her like, hey, like, can I get Tamisha's info? I need to book a photo shoot or something like that, like business page or something. You know, people know me. Y'all know me. The people that know me personally, or even if you don't know me personally, you know me on Instagram. You know, and you in Miami, you know that this is what I do. I curate productions, put them together, and voila, help you. But as of right now, that is not the service in which I will be providing. Yeah, so as of right now, I'm hoping. But if I never get to do it again, that's fine with me. I think I've come to that point where it's like, it's God's will or nothing. So, yeah, so right now, Ruin Studios is no longer active, no longer, ain't no Ruin Studios, okay? Ain't no Ruin Studios. However, there is still me and there's still Tamisha, and you can still support me in many different ways. You can listen to the podcast. I have 2 podcasts, like I mentioned before, Unleashing Souls, where I basically help millennials seek self-awareness, but through the eyes of God. I help you build your relationship with Christ. And I have a podcast named Called and Creative, where I basically help creative entrepreneurs see God in their art. And I help you connect the dots between you being called and you being creative So there's many different ways that you can still support me. You can support me by listening to those podcasts, sharing it with your peoples them. I am still designing. However, I'm taking certain projects, and you could subscribe to my channel. And what else? So by the time this comes out, I would have had announced that I will be starting a prayer line for Unleashing Souls. So the Unleashing Souls community will start a prayer line every Wednesday at 12 a.m. and it's starting January 12th and whenever God tells me to stop. So January 12th will be our first prayer line meeting at 12 a.m. So if you would like to join or come into that community, the link will be in the description box or show notes, whatever. And yes, for now, that's the life update concerning business. I didn't say a lot of things, but in a nutshell, that's where I've been business-wise. That's why I haven't been able to take your projects. And I'm going to be doing more YouTube videos. So make sure you guys subscribe and like this video and comment. And that's all I have for you guys today. I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all comment and tell me how I did on my braid. Okay? And my Z part. Later, y'all.